that series, there was a gentleman, and he was a New Age shaman. He was one of the key people that, he's in Hollywood. So a lot of the actors and then people in entertainment would go to him for various practices, right? Ayahuasca, and many different practices in the New Age. He was one of the go-to people. And here is what was interesting about his story. He did not know that what he was doing was evil. He was calling evil good. That's the tactic of Satan. And so when he got introduced, and how did he get introduced into this? Yoga. So you see, what we would call the serpent in the garden, the enemy calls yoga in our generation. Many people, you even practice yoga, and sometimes it's even part of in your school, right? One of your activities, your recreational activities, there is yoga. In the hospitals, there is yoga. We think that yoga is just an exercise to stretch our body. But the origin behind yoga, these were not stretches for your flexibility. These were poses that were in service to deities in Hinduism. It had nothing to do with flexibility. It had everything to do with worship. And so even though it's become modernized, the origin behind it and the agenda behind it never changed. So what happened, this was a gentleman who played basketball. And he was looking to get, more flexible and get better, at his game and all that stuff. So someone said, hey, take a yoga class. He starts taking yoga. And from what seemed innocent, they noticed him, and they noticed this is an open vessel. Then they brought him into the back room. They said, you know what, you need to go deeper in yoga. So now they introduced him to the people. You have to recognize, I remember when the Lord began to reveal to me how there are key people in the industry, in entertainment, in Hollywood. And these are people that have meetings with Satan. They have key strategic meetings on what to create to infiltrate the minds of the people. You think you're just over there getting entertained, and someone is looking at you as bait. So this man is literally just enjoying yoga like you would go to a yoga studio. But in the studio, there are people watching, trying to gauge people in the spirit to see who is going to be, who is right for our agenda. So now they bring him into what this was all about. And now he's practicing yoga the way they do it from the ancient world. And they're revealing to him how to open up himself for the gods in Hinduism to enter him. And that's how it started. And then it graduated. And then all of a sudden now he tries ayahuasca. And then he wants more. He's like, wow, this could help people. The deception of the enemy. And now he becomes a shaman. And he starts doing this for very key people in Hollywood. And some of you may not be familiar with ayahuasca, but basically, they take this, it's a plant, right? It's a psychedelic drug. And when you drink it, it's not just about drinking it. That's why they have shamans. They have these rituals, setups, where they call upon spirits to be invited into that ceremony. Now, when you hear about this in movies or in interviews, you would just think about, it's just a plant. You drink a plant and you enter the spirit world. Nothing spiritual happens just because you did something in the natural. There's a spirit being in operation. So they invite these different spirits to be invited into the ceremony, and then they drink of this plant. And when they drink of the plant, their spirit leaves their body. And for some people, they now meet with what they call the spirit of the tree, which is Aya, and takes them on this journey and experiences. And the idea for many people is that whatever they have been afraid of, they experience the greatest fears in their life, and they believe they are delivered. And I remember what this gentleman said to me. He said, we take out demons just to put more on the back end. So it's an exchange. But there was a deception that he believed that what he was doing was good. And so when he got exposed to the series, that was when the Lord began to convict him. And there was a power that came upon him that opened up his eyes. And that's when he literally got rid of everything. He says, Jesus or nothing. There was an encounter he had with Jesus and Shiva.